Beatrice drops huge bombshell on Meg over cruel act to her, spills real reason she left funeral early. Princess Beatrice and her sister Princess Eugenie were united in their grief as they said goodbye to their beloved grandmother, the Queen, at her state funeral on Monday. The siblings attended the Westminster Abbey service with their respective husbands, Edoardo Mopelli-Mozzi and Jack Brooks-Bank, and were visibly emotional throughout. However, royal fans were quick to express their confusion after both Beatrice and Eugenie appeared to leave the funeral service early. They were sat in the second row of the Abbey, on opposite sides of the aisle. As the service started to come to a close, the sisters were seen getting up and seemingly making their way out of the Abbey together. Their mother, Sarah Ferguson, also looked poised to get up and leave with them but ultimately decided to remain in her seat. Viewers took to Twitter to express their surprise. "Where did Beatrice and Eugenie just go?" one inquired, while a second added, "What happened with Beatrice and Eugenie? They left their seats and held up the bearer party. Even Sarah was going to get up and leave. Strange." But both Beatrice and Eugenie were seen with the rest of the royal family as they congregated outside the Abbey at the end of the funeral. It comes after the sister issued a joint statement at the weekend in honor of their late grandmother. It read, "Our dearest Granny, we've not been able to put much into words since you left us all. There have been tears and laughter, silences and chatter, hugs and loneliness, and a collective loss for you, our beloved Queen and our beloved Granny. We, like many, thought you'd be here forever. And we all miss you terribly." They continued, "You were our matriarch, our guide, our loving hand on our backs leading us through this world. You taught us so much and we will cherish those lessons and memories forever. For now, dear Granny, all we want to say is thank you. Thank you for making us laugh, for including us, for picking heather and raspberries, for marching soldiers, for our teas, for comfort, for joy. You, being you, will never know the impact you have had on our family and so many people around the world. The world mourns you and the tributes would really make you smile. They are all too true of the remarkable leader you are." The emotional statement concluded, "We're so happy you're back with Grandpa. Goodbye dear Granny, it has been the honor of our lives to have been your granddaughters and we're so very proud of you. We know that dear Uncle Charles, the King, will continue to lead in your example as he too has dedicated his life to service. God save the King. With our love, Beatrice and Eugenie." In other news, a royal biographer has been criticized after claiming Meghan Markle was only crying for herself during the Queen's funeral. Tom Bower was called vile and a bully after suggesting the Duchess of Sussex was not being genuine as she mourned Her Majesty with the rest of the royal family. Bower, who has previously been heavily critical of Meghan, made the unsubstantiated claim while being interviewed on GB News on the same day the Queen was buried. The monarch was laid to rest alongside her husband the Duke of Edinburgh, who died in April 2021, during a private evening service in Windsor on Monday. GB presenter Dan Wootton asked Bower, "Meghan, someone who, obviously, you have spent the last couple of years reporting on, she was very emotional today at the service. Was she close to the Queen?" Bower replied, "Well, was she emotional back then? I mean, when she allegedly touched a tear, or was it the act of a Hollywood actress thinking it'd be a good gesture to suggest a tear? I think the only person that Meghan, I think at the moment, is crying for, is for herself, certainly not for the Queen." Baroness Hosseini, a Liberal Democrat member of the House of Lords, criticized both Wootton and Bower, tweeting, "Princess Diana was maligned and hounded until her death, mirroring exactly what's happening now to Meghan Markle. This vile abuse has to stop." Former Chief Prosecutor Nazir Afzal added, "On this day, of all days, Dan Wootton and Tom Bowers could have had a moment of quiet reflection instead of continuing to bully #Harry and Meghan." Broadcaster India Willoughby wrote, "Revolting. Night of the funeral. If Dan Wootton and GB News don't like you, you're probably a nice person." Harry and Meghan have in recent years received critical coverage in parts of the British press, which he has described as toxic. Former BBC editor John Sopel also slammed the coverage the couple received during the royal mourning period. He told MSNBC, "I think some of the coverage about Meghan and Harry has been bitchy and unpleasant. They've had to accept some humiliation, but they do look like they're second tier, sitting in the second row, at the funeral, behind other members of the royal family." In July, Bauer released the unauthorized biography Revenge, Meghan, Harry and the War Between the Windsors, which included controversial claims. But some of those quoted in the book said he made inaccurate claims about the Duchess. Despite a turbulent relationship over the past few years, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and other royal family members have been united in grief after the Queen's death. Although the Duke has stepped back from royal duties and was not permitted to wear uniform on Monday, he took his place alongside his brother the Prince of Wales during their late grandmother's state funeral. Harry and Meghan also joined the group of royals who made their way to Windsor and took part in the committal service and interment.